Hello? Yeah, it broke down again. Why do people love this car so much? I don't get it. So many people keep coming up to me and asking.
Is this the 1.6 liter or the 1.8 liter?
What?
Is this the 1.6 liter or the 1.8?
Not again.
Hey guys, welcome to Nairobi Car Journey. I'm Rafael.
And I'm Adrian.
And this is the Peugeot 1992 504 pickup. But before we get into the video, let's have a bit of a history class. Now, this marvel of French engineering was first manufactured in 1968 as the sedan, estate, cabriolet, and the pickup. And thanks to its sturdy monocoque body structure, high ground clearance, large wheels, and long suspension travel, it took the hearts of many people all over the world, in Argentina, Nigeria, and here at home, where the roads looked a little less like this and a whole lot more like this. And now, thanks to the owner of this vehicle, we can find exactly why this car has been chosen as the king of the untamed roads. So, I'll be the one taking us through the exterior. Adrian will be taking you guys through the interior. So starting with the exterior, it has a beautiful white paint with glitter on top, which makes it look extra shiny, which I really like, but unfortunately due to age, it has bits of rust, but it's expected. Again, you have your 504 here and the symbol of Africa, since this was Africa's workhorse back in the day. You have this lovely chrome front bumper and with these rubbers to protect the front from taking damage. Now, strangely enough, I want to talk to one of Peugeot's engineers because this is a glass headlight. One time it randomly fell out, like dead of night. You just hear it's gone. Explain that. Why make it glass? But I will never understand the French, unfortunately. So now that we're done with the engine, moving along to the cabin of the vehicle, it had a very small but yet practical windscreen. This has such good forward visibility, and it works perfectly well at that. Again, a weird rubber alongside your door here, and what I really like what the owner did, cool red accents. Now, this is just the owner adding that himself. Again, the car didn't come spec like this, it came spec in one color, but this does bring out the color and the vibrancy that this car brings. Now, up here on the boot, you have these railings to protect anything that might fall out from your loading bed. The loading bed had a capacity of 2.7 meters, or rather had a width of 2.7 meters by 1.5 meters, which gave it enough space to carry from like one cow. I think I've never carried a cow to one pig, like maybe 5 pigs. Coming here to the wheel of the car, you have this lovely wheel cap on the hub, which is really cool. The car suspension is something I actually want to talk about. So in the rear here, you have a leaf spring suspension. Now the leaf spring suspension was chosen by Peugeot since this is a carrier vehicle. The carrier vehicle is essentially a car that needs to support extensive weights. The leaf spring suspension might not give as much comfort and feels somewhat firm as on the Suzuki Jimny, but it allows the car to go on rough terrain without destroying the suspension and carrying a heavy load. And speaking of carrying items, the car has a monocoque structure. Very strange, because of most pickups, trucks, SUVs have a body on frame structure. Now the monocoque structure is good for cars generally that don't carry heavy weights. It doesn't strain it, it's lighter, it's more fuel efficient. So Peugeot's choice of doing this might have backfired the way it did on the 404. The 404 ended up having a dislocated spine. What I mean is, if you're standing like this and someone hits you like this and you do this, now that's what the car did. The body, the cabin of the car had bent forward, whereas this had gone up, so it was like a V. Don't know why they did that, but they ended up doing it. Moving along to the back, you have these reflectors that block your lovely Peugeot 504, your speed limit, because of course this car has a limit. To enter your towing, rather your loading bed, you have this lovely step that helps you climb in and out, grab things in and out. You have this railing down here that protects your bumper from taking damage. Reverse lights are here, and unfortunately, because of the Kenya we live in, these were put so that no one steals the lights, because apparently people do not have lights at home. I don't know why, but they decided to do it. And here it is. Now moving on to the engine of the car. So now we're looking at the engine of this car. So to open the engine, it was actually on the co-passenger side, which is somewhat easy in the past, and it's broken again, which is nothing new, but you know, we can fix it. It's the type of car that your normal everyday driver who didn't have too much knowledge on vehicles could fix, because the engine was so simple and so reliable. So up here on the side, you can see is the hook. I'll just hold it myself because engine is engine. So this car in particular is powered by a 1.8 single carburetor petrol 4-cylinder engine that put out a staggering 81 horsepower and 130 newton meters of torque. So yeah, it wasn't the most powerful vehicle on the block, don't get me wrong, but for its time it was one of the larger horses. Unfortunately, due to time, it's lost a couple of horses. Anyway, there were different versions of this car. One that came with a 1.6 liter petrol, that was on the sedan and on the estate, as well as the pickup. And then there was the 2.3 liter diesel. Now the diesel was very, very, very rare in Africa, and it was mainly predominant in Europe. Don't know why, they just preferred to sell us petrol, I guess. Moving on to the interior.
Now for the interior. So in this car, the owner had added automated windows and locks, but in the original pickup, those weren't actually there. Although in some sedans, there were some trims which had those already inside of them. For the cluster gauge, it's not solid, seems to be coming out actually, probably have to get fixed. But besides that, it was pretty simple. It only had 3 gauges. It had the speedometer, the fuel gauge, and the clock, which is all everyone needed at the time. Didn't really need much else. The steering wheel is very nice. It's big, has a nice grip to it, and it's solid. And it has this middle part with a nice Peugeot lion on it. But it's not a horn, because the horn is actually on the right side of the driver. You'd have to pull it. And then it acts also as a signal light indicator. There's also this other stick that was used to switch on the wiper and also switch on the lights of the car. Moving on to the dashboard. Now for this dashboard, it was switched out to have this sort of leather inside, although all the pickups came with this sort of plastic over here on its dashboard. The air vents for the fan weren't adjustable at all. They were just pointed at the driver and the passenger. However, you just switch that on and you use it. There's a nice 504 badge over here. And there's storage in here, which is pretty decent, honestly. Could fit a lot in there. As for the chair is very comfortable. Has a lot of cushioning, though you can't even adjust it. It's very nice. Can go for very long drives like this. There's a stick shift, which is just a normal stick shift. There's nothing special about that. Then there's a fan. The fan had to adjust the speed of the fan. The circle, which I think was for temperature, and then this triangles, I think it was saying for this vent up here. And I don't know if there were vents down there, but there might have been vents down there at the time. Then there's the radio of the car. Now, the radio wasn't like this, of course. It was a radio that you'd have to actually tune to find. It was an analog one. And then it had only 2 speakers, though this one has 4, because the owner had added 2 other speakers up here and on that side. There's sun visors, although this other sun visor has a mirror so that your passenger can look pretty on their way to wherever they may be going. There's a light over here, so you can see in the dark whatever you're trying to do. There's a med kit in case something went wrong, and then there's a fire extinguisher in case your engine somehow caught on fire. Besides the 504 pickup, the rear of the sedan model was still very simple, with a lot of space that could fit 3 adults comfortably, a folding armrest, and chairs with thick padding for comfort, especially for long drives. Peugeot also made the chairs more premium by using a mixture of vinyl, which is durable, and cloth to make it more comfortable. This, along with a smooth ride, is what gave the 504 its name.
Okay, so we're gonna do a launch and we're gonna pray we don't have to use that extinguisher on the side. And it's an aided launch because it's down a hill, because this car will not reach that 80. We're not gonna do a 0 to 100 because of it's illegal.
Yeah,
Okay, so
rules.
unfortunately, he follows them. I didn't want to do that. Okay, get the timer.
Okay.
Okay, tell me when.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Amazing launch, definitely. Almost. Be patient.
60.
Be patient.
70 up, stop, that's enough.
27 seconds.
27 seconds for that.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, it books it much more than I thought it would. That much up. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it rides. It moves. Okay.
You know, again, thanks to the throttle being directly connected via cable to the engine, power is almost instant. It's not instant, but almost instant. And you have a lovely view of the outside because of the large windows.
That 17 seconds seems so long already.
Extremely long. Looks like camera is doing its own things. Anywho, now for the ride of the car. Let's drop it back a gear and just relax. So, you know, the front cabin is actually a spring suspension system so that it's more comfortable for the passenger in the cabin. Like I said before, the back is a leaf spring due to carrying weights. So here we don't break our backs. In the front, we're riding like kings.
Yeah.
How does the ride feel to you?
It's really nice, honestly. Besides whatever noise that is, that wasn't there before. I don't know what that is.
No, that's the spare wheel falling again.
Oh.
But the back.
Besides that, honestly, the drive is very nice. It's very smooth. Every now and then there's a bit of jumping, but
Up, it's gone up. That's fine. Okay, on my end, I have to admit, car shifts perfectly. Like the clutch, I think it's new. I think it was recently changed. Again, thank you to the people that lended us this car. I think it's new. But I have to admit, I wish this car had powered steering, because my lord, is it a hassle? And I mean an absolute hassle to drive this anywhere because of it's not powered. I need to have eaten so much food because I always end up starving after driving this type of cars. But other than that, I really like the car. Visibility is perfect. You have such good forward visibility, and there isn't nothing much to this car that you'd think would be much of a problem. It does the car job well, but let's see if it does the off-roading well. Because remember, this car untamed roads in Kenya, Argentina, and all over the world. So let's see if it really lives up to its name.
hopefully it does.
If it does, I'll have to buy someone a new clutch and shocks.
So now we've come to a very rugged road over here, Maraba Road. And let's see how the drive will be. Honestly, I don't know how it will go.
Oh, my stars and gutters. Okay. Okay, so the stabilization of the camera will determine how good the ride is. And clearly, it's not that stable. I will say there are a lot of puddles here that the car is essentially swimming through, which is not too ideal for the car, because you know it's a car, it's not supposed to be in the water. I think
Not really.
Yeah, I know you can show them the road, please.
Ay, Jesus. Hey.
I might want to turn back.
Yeah, we might have to turn back. Without a choice, really.
It is so muddy and bad on this road. Why did I think this was a good idea?
It's Untamed African now or something.
But I have to give it respect. It has not gotten stuck, and we have gone swimming. Like the car has properly gone swimming. Oh my god! And it's okay. As much as the camera is shaking like crazy, it's the front is somewhat comfortable compared to the back. Like the front suspension is keeping us somewhat balanced, whereas the rear, you can feel the car is jumping. It's probably also because there's nothing in the back.
Yeah, at all.
Yep.
Bouncy.
So, yeah, honestly, I think the car is relatively good. Oh my god. And I'm gonna turn back right now, and we'll now record the road that we just passed through, so that you can see exactly what we mean by this guy is more impressive than we thought it was.
Yeah.
Like, it wants to get stuck, but or rather, the road is saying get stuck, but the car isn't getting stuck. And frankly, this being the first time I'm driving it on such a road, I can somewhat see as to why the car was highly regarded.
Yeah, it's going.
It is just doing its own thing. You don't want to see us right now because we're kind of like being tossed around like a doll. Let me not turn around there. You'll get stuck. But the car is doing fabulous.
Very.
Frankly, I can slowly start to it. Like, if I compare this with the new 4x4, the only reason why I'm not full sending it is because I cannot afford to buy someone a shock absorber. So I am trying to be as careful. But I can feel that if I was to, well, aside from the loading tray, loading bag, loading bay, yeah. Aside from it jumping around, the car is actually doing well. Aside from that, yeah.
Didn't expect it to do that well.
Time for conclusion.
Yeah, conclusion.
But just before the conclusion, I just wanted to emphasize exactly how well this car did. So going up this hill, I really thought the car was going to stall. The terrain was just treacherous, and to be frank, I thought I was going to start rolling back. But not once did the car get hit underneath, nor did I ever feel like I was lacking any power. It had enough traction and would give me power when I demanded it, thanks to, again, the throttle being connected via a cable. And yeah, with its high ground clearance, it's just a beast on such a road.
And that's exactly why it was the king of the untamed roads. Whether it was the simplistic yet comfortable interior, or its rugged exterior, which allowed it to traverse the untarmacked roads, the 504 excelled, and it will always be remembered for its resilience.